So once again we are gathering here to practice meditation. It has been almost every night that we have got this guided meditation. More than usual that we have this guided meditation, and one should take advantage of it at this time. In the past, we normally have only twice a week, and within a twice a week again, oftentimes there is no instructions, but strictly guided to the practice. So it has been almost 2 months that we are having this guided meditation every night without missing. So those who are looking for the development of a practice and pursue in the practice, they should have developed some form of confidence and faith in this practice, and soundly understanding the technique and how to do. Otherwise, in a couple of days, the lockdown will be eased, and we do not know whether we are going to continue this every night. So we have this very limited time, and those who have been following for over a month, they will have advantage of at least develop some understanding and practicing along with us, helping at least of developed some form of a meditation. So do not lose this opportunity to continue practicing as long as it's available. Otherwise, and later on, once we haven't got this opportunity, then again we look for it and we try to search for it, and which may be not will get what you wished for. So I encourage you to practice diligently and persistently, developing understanding as well as experiential understanding. For a couple of weeks I was just giving a broad guidance on how to develop mindfulness, and later on I concentrated on 4 foundations of a mindfulness, and going into the different parts and different ways to cover the 4 foundations of mindfulness almost every night. And later I just concentrated on using one object, that is the rising falling of abdomen in relation to the breath. And simply intention behind that introduction is to let you practice on one technique until you have sound understanding one technique. Once you have understood one technique, then it will be very easy and helpful to practice other techniques, and later you will be able to choose the suitable technique that it suits you to practice. Even at the time of the Buddha, before Buddha became enlightened, he pursued himself to go to one of the teachers, and he stayed with that teacher until he was skilled of his teacher's knowledge and realized that his teacher's knowledge is not enough for him to be liberated. And he again went on to finding other teachers. And after going through so many teachers, he realized that those knowledge are not enough yet to be liberated. But mind you, while he was practicing with these teachers, he fully committed and he fully practiced it, and until he became skilled in each methods. After he became skilled in each methods, then he realized that it's not enough to liberate himself. So he went on practicing to be enlightened later on. So, and that is keeping in my mind, I have been instructing or guiding you to focus on rising, falling of abdomen as the base or the foundation to practice the 4 foundations of mindfulness. And if you've been following and practicing in accordance with the guidance, by now you must have sufficient knowledge and sufficient practical experience on these 4 foundations of mindfulness. Otherwise, again, you have to choose, or you have to make your mind to work one of the objects to develop your understanding, whichever object you want to choose. So then just develop and practice on your own to understand the real practice. So with this in mind, now let's practice again the practice of a meditation. So compose yourself, free yourself, and as I said in previous nights, finding your own place and designating the place and time will help psychologically to be mindful and free yourself from all the stress and burdens. So I believe you have that space and practicing in that way. So choosing your comfortable position, sitting upright, not leaning behind like this, just staying upright but not rigid. Whether you're sitting on a cushion or on a couch, connecting yourself, both body and the mind, and the cushion or the couch in this present moment. So developing the present moment awareness, simply stopping here at the very moment, feeling from inside rather than thinking. So remember, in the practice of a meditation, we are not thinking, we are feeling. So feeling from inside, to be aware, to be mindful of the entire body in the present moment. That's connecting to the cushion or the couch. And stop here. So just to go back to the beginner's mind. So each time when you take a breathe in, and aware of the stop inside. And breathe in, aware of stop, breathe out, aware of stop, or rising, falling. As you feel the rising, aware of the stop, falling, aware of the stop. And remember, a stop, I also use it as an acronym, seeing it clearly. So here, seeing an object clearly, so aware of the stop, these each time when there is a stop, so aware of that, seeing it very clearly without missing. There is no blurriness. The clear consciousness is there, and that is the clear mindfulness, clear awareness. No rushing, in the practice to aware of it or to see it, that we take our time. So taking your time to be aware of that, seeing as they are, the way it is. And once you have seen it again, do not proliferate or put any comments or any opinions on that. Simply observing those objects very objectively. Not take it into subjectivity. So not engaging whatsoever, simply observing as they are objectively. And then lastly, in the practice, we always need to develop the patience. So patience is the key for the success in the practice. So patiently paying attention to the object that you have chosen and aware of this stop each time before and after that object arises. Suppose breathing in, abdomen rises, so there is a stop, and before it falls there is a stop, and after it stopped, before rising there is a stop. So aware of that, rising, falling, and aware they stops at all the time. And mentally using that stop, word stop, as an acronym to realize in its true nature. And this we can apply in our day-to-day life too. When we see things, I sees an object, at that time again, seeing it clearly. And in that seeing, we're not just the seeing. We take our time to see it and observing objectively, rather than making any comments or judgments on the things that we have seen. Patiently penetrating on that and understanding it. The sound that we hear as well. The taste that we eat. Are we eating to appetize ourselves, or are we eating just to sustain the life? And it's been a big issue at the moment that everybody is talking about eating difficulties during this lockdown time. Only one activity that people engage most at this time is the eating. And mindlessly grabbing and eating. And this also can be understood. Ability to be mindful of your own mind. The news that we hear again, rather than engaging, simply skillfully be mindful of that. So settling down, grounding yourself on this primary object, rising, falling, and stopping here and now, and aware of that. So continue practicing until you hear the gong, and we will practice the loving kindness meditation to finish off. So continue practicing diligently, persistently, aware of the primary object and your relationship with it, how you are relating. Remember, not thinking but feeling. relax yourself, and as a practice loving kindness meditation. Feel the sensations in the entire body, in your heart. Feel the beating heart and generating loving kindness and compassion to yourself. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. I am well, I am happy, I am at peace. Similarly, sharing loving kindness and compassion to all other sentient beings, whatever beings there are. May they be happy. May they be at peace. May they be free from sufferings. Whatever merits that I have accumulated today on this occasion, may they rejoice and may their well-being increase. May they be liberated. And bring your attention to the body. As you hear the gong, slowly coming out from meditation and reflect for a few moments. Let's pay respect to the Buddha. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivadi Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasa Subhadipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅgho Saṅghang Namāmi. Sadhu. Sadhu. Namo Tana Sadhu.